Hi Dollar Divas, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a face of new and almost new Dollar Tree makeup. I've got a few new products that I'm really excited to try, and then the rest of it is stuff that I've only maybe used once or so on my channel. So that's what we're doing today, and of course if you're a returning Dollar Diva, thank you so much for coming on back for another video. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Jessica and I'm basically a bargain makeup channel. And what that means is I like to do a lot of the same content that other makeup channels do. I just like to keep it in the bargain price point. So of course the closer to $1 the better. Because God knows, even drugstore makeup anymore is getting a little outrageously expensive. So if it sounds like you're in the right place, I do hope you'll become part of our Dollar Diva family here on YouTube. Of course, I'll have other content linked down below that's similar to this. That way, if you're new and you want to catch up on some videos, you can do that after you're done watching this video. And yeah, without any further chit chat, let's just go ahead and get into today's video. So I was going through my new makeup bin and this kind of got lost in the mix. So it's an IONI brow pencil. And I guess I looked over it because it just looks like a brow pencil that I've used like hundreds of times on my channel. Medium brown, dark brown, I've used them both, retractable, non-retractable. Except this one here is in the shade Dahlia brown. And it looks to be a little bit darker than dark brown. So I have a dark brown one here on top, and we'll swatch them like side by side just to see, but it looks like it's a slightly different shade. So if it is, I definitely want to try it. So Dahlia brown is on the top, and it doesn't necessarily look darker, but it does kind of look cooler, doesn't it? So we're going to try that today. Like I said, that got lost in the mix because it looks, you know, I guess I just forgot that they had a new shade one day when I went. So yeah, it must have just got lost in the mix in my bin. I just kept overlooking it because I'll buy backups, and I put my backups in my new makeup bin as well. So let's go ahead and see. The IONI brow pencils, of course, are really great. Medium brown tends to pull a little warm on me, so I do tend to favor the darker brown. I might even do like a side by side, like do one of the dark and then one of the Dahlia. If you know that these are like completely different, definitely let me know. Let me brush that out a little bit. Let me now go into the other one, the dark brown. Oh yeah, I can tell already that the Dahlia brown is a cooler brown. It's not quite as warm. Yeah, I think that is the difference, y'all. So if you see the one that's Dahlia brown, it's not necessarily darker, but it definitely is cooler. So I'm gonna go ahead and just wipe this off and do my other brow. So this week got a little bit crazy, so I shared in a post, well, I had a last minute rehearsal on Wednesday, and then I had 2 shows, so Wednesday really got away from me. As did yesterday. So my cat, I posted about my cat. Basically, he seems to be feeling fine. He is just, my cat Tater is just a very, he's an anxious cat. Very anxious. He's always been that way. And recently, he's 9, and recently he started peeing and pooping outside of the litter box, which has not been fun. So I took him to the vet yesterday just to kind of get to the bottom of it, and they put him on some anxiety meds, which will take a little while to work. And we're hoping that helps. And of course, we implemented some litter box stuff. And then we're going to rule out any other underlying cause. He doesn't seem to have crystals. He's going to have to be put on a prescription diet, though, along with my other cat. But yeah, so hopefully there might be a, an infection. We're kind of waiting to hear back from that, which is, easily fixable kind of a thing. And he seems to be feeling fine. And he did go to the vet a few months ago and didn't seem to have any major red flags for like kidney disease or anything like that as of yet. So yeah, I think it's just kind of a behavioral thing, maybe stress and anxiety related. We have had some changes here in the house, so it could be that. So, but he is okay as of right now. Like, he is okay. It was really more of just like an annoying problem. So yesterday I went to the vet, brought him back home, had to drop off his prescription, come home because it was gonna be a couple hours. Then I had to go back and get his prescription, come home and work and all of this kind of stuff. So it's just been a little bit busy. Okay, so I really like the color of this. Like I said, it's a lot cooler than the medium or the dark brown IONI pencils. Of course, I'll do a quick rundown of the new products at the end of the video, but that's definitely how I feel about that so far. So this is a product I've used just once on my channel. It took me a long time to find it at my stores. It's the Candy Moyo Multi-Usage Contour Concealer. This is in like a light shade. It doesn't have the shade on the package. I have the dark chocolate one as well that I use for like a contour. And they have a couple other colors too. They have like in between the darkest and I think this one here, which is the lightest. They've got like a mocha and another shade or 2. I'm gonna use this to, of course, conceal and clean up my eyebrows. I've also been a little bit like under the weather on top of everything. I'm a little bit hoarse this week. I've got some congestion. At first I thought it was maybe allergies because it got like even warm, like it got really warm and just like warm breeze, like freakishly warm, you know. And I worked out in the yard a couple days, which doesn't help. And so I was thinking it was maybe allergies. Last night I got to thinking it's a cold. And I still kind of think it's a cold. I think it's not a bad cold because my immune system, y'all, is actually really very good. I don't get sick very much. And sometimes if I do, it's very, very like mild. And sometimes I'll even just feel like my body is almost getting sick and it like will fight it off. There we go. That did a really, really nice job. Okay, so I just added some LA Colors eye primer. As always, I'll have everything I use listed down below in the description box. So y'all, it's time for the blue IONI eyeshadow. So I used the purple in my last testing New Dollar Tree makeup. I will have that link down below. And it was absolutely even better than I expected. So beautiful. And I'm so excited to try the blue. So now these are really, really soft shadows. So I had a Dollar Diva let me know, and I experienced it myself. They're so pigmented and easy to work with, but they are very, very soft in the pan. Look at how gorgeous that is. So beautiful. And again, this is pretty much gonna be a one and done. I do have some liquid shadow I'm gonna put like in the inner corner, but it's just gonna be a one and done. So I'm just taking a flat brush. And y'all, I've got these Band-Aids on my hands, right here on both of my hands. The other day, like I said, we were doing some yard work, and so I was raking. My husband was like blowing the leaves, and I was kind of helping rake them like off the side of the property. And I didn't wear my work gloves. Didn't even think to wear my work gloves. I just thought I'm raking. I don't. You know. And I ended up with 2 blisters, and actually almost a third on my finger. But that one's didn't break, and it didn't. It's kind of gone now. But y'all, it didn't take long. It did not take long. It's not as miserable as I thought, honestly, too. I thought that would be just like the worst thing, but it doesn't like hurt at all. So I'm just gonna spray, use a wet brush, spray it with some setting spray, and like I said, we're just gonna go in and do a one and done with this. I cannot believe that Dollar Tree is now selling shadows like this. I'm so glad IONI has stepped up. I can't wait to see more shades. This is just so like uber exciting. So I mean, like the pigmentation is crazy. I mean, of course, I can even go overboard. I'm going to use like a brush to blend it. So I've done a couple brush videos here lately. I did one kind of giving you like the basics of what makeup brushes do. And then I did like a basic and like a deluxe like eye brush starter kit kind of thing to let you know kind of like basic, like what you would need to get started. And of course, like one that's a little bit more basic, you know, and then one that's a little bit more, you know, involved. Wow, that is just, I mean, look at that. I mean, that is like, I probably even went overboard. Like, it's so really blended out nice. I don't know if it's as shifty as the purple. I mean, the purple had like, really had like the blue and purple thing going on. That is gorgeous though, y'all. I know I've been trying to do some more like natural looks for you guys. Now on camera, I am so much more comfortable like with these bold looks. Of course, I wear bold makeup on stage. Well, you know, bold-ish. I wouldn't wear like this on stage necessarily. I mean, I have. But I don't know, it's kind of complicated if in a lot of ways. Now, if like I'm just going out and I want to put on a little makeup, I actually do, you know, a very natural look a lot of times. Like I won't usually wear false lashes or anything like that. So I'm making this eyeshadow here the star of the show. So I'm using a brush like this that's clean with the longer, like less tightly packed bristles to blend. So there we go so far. Like I said, we're going to add some finishing touches. I'm going to add some liquid shadow and all that stuff. But now we're gonna move on to liner and lashes, of course. And I thought this would be a great time to bust out my blue mascara. I'm gonna go ahead and use the one from LA Colors. I have one from IONI as well. This was in their Tropical Bloom line. So I'm gonna just put a coat on my own lashes, and then I'm gonna actually put it on my false lashes as well. I've used this one time in another video earlier this year. So I'm gonna use my IONI Lash Glue and Liner in one. I'm just gonna put on some IONI lashes. These are the Wispy Dramatic Flare style. So I will have my lash tutorial linked down below. That way if you're new, you can see all my tips and tricks on how to put on lashes. But I'm gonna apply these off camera and I will be right back. So my lashes are on and we're gonna come back and add some finishing touches to the eyes, but I'm gonna move on to the face for right now. So you may remember these from earlier in the year. They're a brand name that I found at Dollar Tree. It's the Maybelline Green Edition Tinted Oil Foundation. I have 2 shades, and what I do is I mix them. One's darker, one's lighter. Let's see, I've got 55 and I've got 10. And so you wanna shake them up really well, And I've used this a couple times like on my channel, and it's really a very nice foundation. I was very afraid of it at first, of course, because, you know, who wants the idea of like an oil on their face? And y'all, I hate a dropper system for foundation more than I can tell you about Made a Mess. I think I'm gonna drop it directly onto my face because like this is going nowhere well. I think every time I go to use a dropper foundation, I hate it even more, to be honest. I guess every time I like get a pump bottle of anything, I feel spoiled. That's even like a lotion. Like I ain't even got time, like, now granted a lot of my favorite lotions come in like a tub, but especially now having nails, I don't want to dig my nail, like, you know, have it get all stuck under my fingernails and stuff. It's just such a, it's become kind of an annoyance. I just so prefer like a pump bottle for everything. Now, of course, you know, my stuff that I enjoy, I have like a, you know, like a little spatula that I get the product out with, but this dropper situation is just not convenient. Like I said, this ended up being a much nicer foundation than I would have thought. I was just it's a little scary, you know, the idea of putting a tinted oil on your face. Like, that's probably not good for everybody, but my skin seems to do okay with it. So now I'm gonna use the concealer to conceal under my eyes, in my corners. This dries down really quick, so you wanna work fast. And kind of amongst my Dollar Divas, this has mixed reviews. Some of you like it, some of you hate it. My favorite Dollar Tree concealer at the moment is the La Mercerie. And I'm kind of wondering like when Candy Moyo is gonna come out with like a powder as well. Of course, they have those amazing foundations and BB creams. Alrighty, so that did a really nice job. So now setting powder. I used this in my last Testing New Dollar Tree makeup. It's the BPure Clarifying Pressed Powder. This is in Fair. They've got this one and a slightly darker one. Of course, like I said, there's nothing fair about this shade, but it works good for my skin tone. I'm just gonna use a brush to put it on. Seems to be a very silky powder. I haven't worn this powder yet for any extended period of time, but it does seem to have a really nice finish. So now bronzer, this is something I used once. This was either from my Temu or Shein haul. It's the ICVC Natural Bronzer. It's an ultra fine bronzing powder. It doesn't say the shade, but like I said, I've used this one time. It's really very, very dark and very, very warm. So I'm gonna go with a very, very, very light hand. At least try my best to. I remember not being super crazy about this shade, but you know, that when I did my Shop Miss A haul and I bought that Malibu Glitz bronzer, I didn't like it the first time, and then I tried it again. I did where I tested makeup a second time, and I really liked it. So, you know, you just never know. Sometimes you just have to work with something. Sometimes these darker colors are better when I'm more tan, because they'll show up better. And my skin always appears way more red on camera. I need to kind of get a handle on like some of my lighting. I've got lights, but I've just been really unhappy with it lately, and I need to get my blurry background back. And I had my blurry background back for like a couple months, and then we used the camera for something, and when we put it back, it went away, and I haven't been able to, what I thought I did to fix it didn't fix it this time around. So, and I get really frustrated. I don't have the patience with things like that, but I need to try when I have a little bit more time. So we go, really nice result. I feel very, very, very good about it. I'm gonna use my powder brush and just diffuse it a little, blend it a little bit more. Okay, so I do have a blush product. I have a lot of new blushes from IONI. I don't even know if I'll be able to get to them all, honestly. But this was from their beauty fair, whatever it's called, the new display. This is their blush in Dusty Rose. It's in that new packaging. My last Testing New Dollar Tree makeup, I used a new liquid blush, and I've still got 2 other shades. This little container here, it's small, really good for travel. And it's just, again, yeah, kind of this Dusty Rose color. I thought this would be really good for this like bold look. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a brush, and I'm gonna just try to go light-handed. Their blushes are always very, very pigmented. Very nice. That's a really nice shade. Very natural. Very, very natural shade. And I'm going to stop there. So I have a Beauty Intuition highlighter. They call it a face powder, but it's really a highlighter. And this is, and so I used this once in a Testing New Dollar Tree makeup video. It's this highlighter here that has like I don't know if you can see it with the way my light, there it is. It's got like a spider web on it. And I'm going to use this because I think this will go really nice with like the blue look, you know. I'm just going to take a little brush. This is one of those brushes. See, it's really nice for highlighter because it's not going to deposit too much. You can kind of just wisp it on. I was a little afraid of this in my last video, but it ended up getting like a really nice effect. See, that's gonna go really nice. It's got that like hint of like bluish purple in there. It's gonna go really nice with this eyeshadow look. And that's all I'm doing there. See, yep, just got this kind of, I was thinking, what can I use, what kind of highlighter can I use with that shadow? And that one was the first thing that came to my mind. So now we're coming back to the eyes. And I was again going through my like little my box of backups and new makeup. And I don't remember when I hauled this, but it's the IONI eyeliner that has the white writing. And I think I bought this quite a while back, so I don't know that this will be a good indicator on whether or not they changed their formula or not. I'm waiting for another one to come up that's more recent, but I haven't had any luck. Because the ones with the, as we've talked about before, the ones with the pink writing, they're not the same. They're not the same. They're not the same quality as IONI's pencils as I've come to know them, you know. So I'm sure this one here will be fantastic, like IONI liner has been. But like I said, I'm still waiting to see a new one in my Dollar Tree that has the white writing on it. So I'm going to line my waterline. Oh yeah, that right there is where it's at. I think I used up my other IONI, the last IONI liner that I had, the one with the white writing. Either that or I just have a small sliver of it. But yeah, see that right there is just absolutely, it's amazing. Alrighty, so a nice lined waterline. So I bought this, I think I used it once. I think I used this once here on my channel. This is from the LA Colors display that they came out with pretty recently, the Eye and Lip Bar. And it's one of their liquid shadows. This is in Champagne Bubble. It's just like a really ethereal white shade. I thought it would look really nice with this blue. So I'm going to take a little tapered brush like we talked about in my brush video. And I'm just going to paint a little bit on. And I'm going to use this for my inner corner. I put a little too much on that eye, so I'm going to drag some of it up there. Doing something like this here even makes it a little bit more duochrome, because it adds some dimension to the shade, especially when you do like a one and done like this. See, it just adds a little bit of dimension. You know, makes it a little lighter and has it get a little bit darker. So that's kind of a little trick too as well. That's why I do that a lot, where you'll see me drag the color on the inside, and it just kind of adds, makes like a nice, I don't know, I guess you could say ombre. I guess you could use the word ombre. So there we go. I'm loving it. This shadow here, I cannot imagine that there's like an Urban Decay single or anything like that that's prettier than this. I mean, I just can't. So pretty. Absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to add an under the brow bone highlight. And I think I'm just going to use some of this powder here. I think that'll make a nice little highlight. I'm just going to use a little bit on my finger. It's doing a really nice job. Really pretty. Yeah, that's really, really, really pretty. Loving it. So I do have a new lip product. I have a lot of new lip products. Again, I don't even know that I'll ever get to all of them. But today I'm going to use the Tinted Lip Oil from IONI. This is in the shade Sweet Honey. They do have a couple different shades of these, but I thought this one here was really, really nice. And I am going to add some lip liner. I'm just going to use my IONI lip liner. This is in Napa Wine. This is one of my favorite lip pencils as well. I'm going to blur it just a bit. I have not used their lip oils yet. It has a very pleasant smell and taste. Shade's really, really, really pretty. It's a little bit more pigmented, but then again, I do have a lip liner on. Really, really pretty. Feels really, really, really silky on the lips. And honestly, I don't feel like any of their plumping glosses or any plumping glosses make your lips look any fuller than this. I really think the idea of the plumping gloss is the idea it feels like it's doing something that it really isn't. I think if you line your lips, you know, well, and you use a really like nice gloss, I mean, my lips are not going to look any fuller than this using a lip plumper. You know what I mean? I don't even think it's not even worth the tingle. That's really, really nice. That just feels really, feels luscious. You know what I mean? So now a quick rundown of the newest products. Kind of a surprise in my makeup bin, something I hadn't used, was the IONI Brow Pencil in Dahlia Brown. And like I said, I'm pretty sure it is a cooler version of there, either medium brown or dark brown. I don't know that I see it very often, but I did pick it up at some point and it got lost in the mix. But see, I love that. It doesn't have any real warmth to it. So if you're needing something cooler, look for the shade Dahlia Brown by IONI. I really like the blush. I love the little container. This would be great for travel, that so you don't have to bring like a bigger container. The color is really wonderful, a very natural shade. Really, really, really love it. Of course, it's pigmented and amazing as always. Then the lip oil. This is really nice. Of course, I lined my lips today, so I have this really full look. But like I said, it feels just absolutely luscious. Not sticky. It just, like I said, luscious is the best word because there's no stickiness to it. It just feels so rich and decadent. Like it just feels so, so nice on the lips. And of course, it looks really, really good as well. Then of course, the glitter shadow from IONI, the blue one. Use the purple already. I mean, look at this, y'all. I mean, if that does not look like a high-end eyeshadow single, then you are shopping somewhere else that has something other than stuff I have found at Sephora or Ulta, because like I have tried Urban Decay shadows, and although I do love them, I compared the purple one that I used last time to an old Urban Decay single that I had in the shade Tonic. It was like a shifty shade, and the Urban Decay one is not nearly as pigmented, and it's not just because mine is a few years old. I remember never quite being satisfied with what it looked like. I'd always swatch it on my hand and love the way it looked. When I put it on my eye, it never popped enough, but the IONI does. It's just so beautiful. If you want like a shifty, beautiful eyeshadow, definitely keep an eye out for these IONI ones. They're really, really nice. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Of course, if you did, show me you did by hitting the like button. I will have my last testing new Dollar Tree makeup video linked down below, as well as other similar content. That way you can go binge watch some of my other videos. Definitely let me know if you've tried some of these new products today. Like, let me know if you've tried the Dahlia Brown eye pencil and what you think. Let me know if you've tried the lip oils, the shadows, and what works for you and what doesn't. I love talking to you all. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.